collective message, myself and Jay. If there is a little bit of time and space, I will open up, personal reads. But as of right now, my mission is to deliver a collective message. And we'll go from there. All right. So, thank you very much, Donna. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, they're all on YouTube, all three of them. Jay and I love sitting down and having conversations with you guys and having conversations in a sense that Jay and I, have a lot of the times behind the scenes that, are things that him and I discuss on a normal, natural basis all the time. So it's just going to get more profound and more solidified, more grounded, more educational, more mind-blowing, as it always does with Jose and I in that dynamic duo space. So thank you very much. Without further ado here, I'm going to invite the man of all men in and Jose himself, and we will start with a collective message. So bear with me here as I find him in this beautiful collective here. Welcome in. Oh, there he is. There he is. Welcome in, everybody. It's like a sea of people, It's like finding a needle in a haystack, although not necessarily a needle in a haystack.
What's up, everybody? Grand Rising. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you in this space today. Thank you for being here.
All right, guys. So hopefully you're all tapped in. You're already settled in. You're already grounded and ready to receive whatever it is that you need to receive in this message today. So the very first words that have been really heavy on my heart this morning, and I started to really tap into it and feel it last night. And there is some very high energy that is going to be coming through. So if you guys get a lot of rings, if you guys get euphoria, those types of things, settle in, grab some selenite, you'll be all right. Just enjoy the ride. So the very first message that I've had on my heart is that it is an ending of an era. The very first words that came to me, thank you, Boise, this morning as I looked out of my kitchen window and I got to see the beautiful sunrise and I got to thank the Creator for another day. I got to sit there and the very first words that I heard were, it's a new era. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. The ending of a chapter and the turning of a new page. And that's exactly what I heard. And although you guys may be paying attention to different conspiracy theories and different conspiracy theory realms and words, please stay two spies, which is right where your feet are at. Okay? There are many different, like right now, in this room of 116 people, 113 people, you are all living in a parallel dimension that is decided to overlap at one moment in one time and coexist. This is how co-creation takes place. Okay. And so what they are showing me by a lot of this is the coming together of, they gave me another message this morning of Aphrodite, Artemis, and Athena coming together. And if you look at what those goddesses represent or signify, okay, in the dynamic of where we're at, each one of them, in all honesty, represent the attributes of a divine feminine. The lower cardinal world, Artemis, hunt, killing, nature, animals, okay? Then the middle world, Aphrodite, love, beauty, passion, sex, lust, all of that, okay? The middle world. Then the upper world, then Athena, the goddess in that sense that has fought with other gods, who has protected other gods, the goddess of war, the goddess of that Patreon of taking care of many different gods. And what they were showing me is literally the triangle, which when I was collaborating this morning with my nanny and Jose, God love her. She's the one that was like, dude, I see a triangle. And I was like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Because if you have the triangle, okay, and this is fire energy, okay, when you're seeing the triangle, and fire energy is actually masculine. What they were showing us is that those three worlds, in a sense, are coming together within ourselves of the divine feminine. And so the divine feminine is what makes the masculine, which is the fire. This is the symbol for fire. Okay, the triangle up. And what they were showing us is that all three worlds of those have come together within the divine feminine of the collective in order to then create the masculine, which is the fire. See, a lot of people think fire is feminine because of the dark side of the feminine. No, in doshas, the fire is masculine. And in order to make earth, you have to have air, fire, and water to complete the sectors of sacred geometry. So this is what they were showing me, where there is a new profound energy. There's a new chapter. There's a new turning of a page. And each dimension that we live in separately comes together in a space like this based upon co-creation. So now it's the time for the divine feminine to come together to co-create, to create the masculine, which is the fire, the physical attributes of bringing your manifestations out. Yes, the feminine is the creator, the nurturer, the one connected in the emotion with spirit and all of that, water. But then the masculine, the fire, the passion, the drive, the love, the persistence of the masculine is what brings that creative intention out. So now what they were showing me is that a lot of you are ready to come out of the closet, per se, or come out leading the way, men and women both. We are talking about the significance of the divine feminine energy as a whole, not as a male or female directive. And that is what is giving you the passion and the drive to make these physical manifestations come alive. Something that I have always said that has always made sense to me, and I should patent this, is literally the faith without your works is dead. At some point in time in your life, you're going to have to fuck your feelings. And I have always said, fuck your feelings. Your feelings do not matter, because the more you sit and stew in your own feelings, in your own shit, the more you're going to sit in a repetitive cycle. It's true. Try it. Many of you have. And there comes a point in time when you have to say, okay, fuck my emotions, fuck my feelings, because what matters is taking a step forward, which is the masculine side of you. So you are in a place of a new chapter, a new era, a new page, a new blueprint. And you're seeing the collaboration in many ways and in many chapters, especially within yourself. And you're seeing that come together within yourself before it can physically come out into the physical realm here in this existence. All these labels have kept you separate and all these things. And many of you are now seeing the overlapping of the realms and the dimensions taking place. This has to happen inside of you first in order for it to happen outside of you, for the universe to respond to give it back to you. All right. That's all I got right now. That's it. That's all she said.
Give me 1 second here, fam. One of the things that came up literally while she was talking is that precipice, and that's something that's been addressed before, but it's like with the term pinnacle and how, you know, you guys are at a turning point in we're at a turning point in our lives where we're starting to realize that we're more magic than we are human, and the only thing that's keeping us from that very idea is the fact that our physical has such emotional dominance or energetic dominance on our being in one way or another because of the things that we've been conditioned to believe over time. You know, and I believe that what they're trying to say here is that, Not only should we get along with the collective in a sense, especially being these beings of light, these beings of awareness that we have, but actually creating and keeping a harmony within ourselves, showing ourselves grace and peace and compassion and that self-love, and whatever self-love or love in itself, in its essence, has the ability to teach us, to tell us, to show us, to guide us, and to be in that mode of appreciation so much more profoundly, not because you're appreciating in a sense, but you're being reciprocated that appreciation that the universe, God, source, creator, one, has the ability to share with you. You know, Everybody wants they show me how there's a separation in the collective, that people want an intimate relationship, but they don't understand what it is to have an intimate relationship with themselves. You know, as above, so below, as within, so without. You are all mirrors. And these mirrors show us a great many aspects of ourselves that do not align with the source, with the creator, with the essence of God or God of your understanding. I think it's important for all of us to realize that we're not on the same playing field anymore, and connecting ourselves, taking care of our human responsibilities and our humanity is of the essence of the experience. It's the essence of the creator, but also at the same time, your three-quarter spirit, more, three-quarter, they're giving me an example that you're more spirit than you are human, and you always have been that way. And I feel like a lot of people are having a hard time with that very understanding in their foundational aspects of themselves, not realizing it's like, hey, dude, nah, bro, you ain't Jane, you ain't Susie, you ain't Molly, you ain't Peter, you ain't Paul. You know what I'm saying? You're a whole nother explanation of what it is to be human. As a matter of fact, that was even before you had a name. You know? Like, I think it's that ability to have that perspective and understand that these woo-woo concepts are not so woo-woo anymore, because you're basically woo-wooing your entire life right now. you know and I believe the message here that they want to say is to come from that aspect of spirit, embrace the divine that is within, allow yourself to connect and communicate with that vibration in your sacred space, because your sacred space is something that has 2 feet, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 nostrils, 2 eyes, 2 ears. You know what I'm saying? That is also your sacred temple, in which you carry upon this earth, of course. That it would only we would only reach that understanding that we had to literally walk as if we were the temple, as if we were the synagogue, as if we were the Mecca, as if we were that legacy, because that is exactly what creation is. It is the ongoing, the carrying of such, the crystalline structure that we're here to create in an aspect within ourselves, allowing transformation of the planet and all things that reside upon it. And that's the bigger picture here, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's the bigger picture of what it is that we're dealing with here right now, But I honestly feel like sometimes your humanity gets the best of you, because you place limitations on what you expect. You place limitations on what you feel. You're full of labels and denominations and correlations that we're all putting together right now. But, it's spirit is basically saying you got to drop the labels to understand who you are. You are labelless. You know what I'm saying? You are mindless. You are mindless in the sense where you are practicing mindfulness. So that way your thoughts don't carry your thoughts gain no traction or energy unless it is something that you are wholeheartedly intending to do. And this kind of reminds me of what we were talking about yesterday, is focusing on yourself, focusing on the reciprocal aspects of your life, and or your life's expectations, and see what the hell's pulling on you and actually giving you back. you know because it's an offering like no other, because you don't even realize that by allowing it, by saying yes to it, by accepting yourself and accepting your alignment with God, source, universe, one, the creator, allows all that beautiful light and all that opportunity to come in and push out all that toxic soup, or the unbeliefs that you are literally carrying emotionally, energetically, in your nkash ancestrally. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, basically they show me a wipe, kind of like one of them cleaning wipes. That you're basically wiping the DNA clean of all toxicity, of all impurity, of all that is not divine, all that is not crystalline, you know? And it's, because like, if you think about it, From one aspect you come, and I'll leave you with this. From one aspect you come from the places like, oh God, I'm gonna pay my bills, you know. I gotta work on myself, but I gotta pay my bills. I gotta take care of my kids. I gotta do this and I gotta do that. And the message was no. That is a fallacy. That is a false understanding. Your temple is you, and you carry your temple wherever you are. Honor thyself, and you honor another. Honor one another, and then you honor the Creator. But you also have to honor the one another within yourself. Don't misconstrue what it is that you have going on in your life and the things that you see in your life that are happening, that are unfolding. They are all truths. You have worked so hard to see these truths. Do not misfortune yourself with the thoughts and the emotions of others. This is what trying to get you to see, is that softness and that vulnerability and that innocence is also you. Anything that is not of this is not of the Creator. It is not of worth. It is of teaching, which brings worth and blessing, which manufactures those very things for you. This is why we suffer. This is why you suffer. This is why now, instantaneously, that you have a thought, you are automatically succumb to an emotion, to show you the power of your own influence and the influence upon yourself by what the mind believes. Know yourself. You got one more? We got one more. I've already done three. Where we at? I'm just going to say thank you and just give you a little bit of a human perspective before I turn off this mic, fam. Just, you know what I'm saying? Be real with yourselves. Take a good look at yourselves, because what you see in the mirror is not you. What you see in the mirror is an experience of what you actually are. One of many. Okay? So don't kid yourself into thinking that you're not special, that you're not unique, that you're not beautiful, that you can't do this, that you can't do that, because it's all bullshit. And the only thing that's keeping you from that divine understanding is yourself. Salah, thank you.
So I'm going to close this out this morning with a couple things now that they've asked me to read. And these are things I have never read to the collective and I have never disclosed to the collective. So it's with humbled great honor that they asked me to do so. This transmission came in a couple different parts because it came from two separate energies. But this was back on May 12th of 2023. It says, timeless sages is all I have heard. Bridges, rainbows, crowns, Saint Germain, the great mind crossover, bridging the rainbow bridge. The policies and procedures change when you level up your game and you claim your name. The powers that be will make it glow. Ascension is here. It's almost time to go. The end is near, but have no fear. You're not dying. You're moving through time and space. Your vessel will no longer leave a trace in a lower dimensional space. I have always been in your heart. Who knew that was a good place to start? Saving grace, my love for you has never left your space, even when I couldn't see your face. They tried to take you away from me, hide your secrets that could only be instilled by me and revealed by me. Time and time again, I found you and you strayed away, only to finally come back home and stay. And then the next one that I was asked to read was this one. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I let go of my finger, so I apologize. Okay. This one was back on June 1st of 2023. Minds have merged, your vision has not been obscured. Even though time has spiritually and energetically merged, through the shades have made the plays, soon we will emerge. An emerald city will take a turn. Through your life, you had to learn the sound of my voice so you would return. A rite of passage to help affect the masses. The time has come, my light will not be shunned, as you have done so to yourself. Humanity's karma has come to call, and giving away your power will be a choice you make within your own flower once and for all.